the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now
good morning. Great sunrise over the mountains, I'm assuming, here in Great Falls. All right, the highway should be better. We're done snowing, and so we're gonna try to hit the road here in the next hour or so. Make sure the snow patrol's on the highway and gets that nice and cleared. Well, it looks like I made a good decision. So Friday it snowed all day. So Saturday I didn't go anywhere. I thought it would be better to let the snow plows and some traffic and some de-icer that hit the road, and then Sunday, which is today, I'm on the highway and it's perfectly dry. No ice, no nothing. So looks like a good call, and hopefully the rest of the trip is like this. It should be according to the weather, so keep you updated. All right guys, so you know it's still winter, and this is a Missouri River. I'm heading down into Butte and Helena, I believe it is. But I saw a bunch of people fishing, and it's freezing outside. And I'm from Washington. We don't fish in the winter, so I'm just curious, like, what do you think they're fishing for? What are they catching in March in this cold weather? But that's some beautiful scenery. Yeah, what are you fishing for in the winter? That's crazy. All right guys, we made it. No real issues, except this morning, leaving the truck stop, there was a roundabout and there was black ice, and it was kind of up a hill. A lot of people getting stuck, spinning forever, so I sat at the bottom of the hill, waited for a clear opening, and just like cruised at like 3 miles an hour. Even at that, without stopping on the hill, my traction control was still working hard. But we're gonna go ahead and get this unloaded. Everything's all ready to go. I do want to get this pressure washed and cleaned up so it doesn't get all salty and eroded. But it's a big machine. Hopefully it comes off just as easy as it went on. Looking kind of funky here, but yeah, we're gonna try to get another load out of here. But over here in the mountains it's snowing. It was snowing this morning. The forecast for where I was at, it said it was going to have possible snow flurries until about 10, so might just wait, see what's going on with the weather. Then the rest of the week is supposed to be great, so if I don't have to drive in any more snow and go over any snow passes that are bad, that would be preferred. So we'll see what happens. But yep, just waiting for a United employee to unload this, because as a driver I am not certified to unload it. All right guys, so we did a total of 425 miles, and this is really a better estimate of the mileage, 7.4 miles per gallon. This is lower because I had the reset over the weekend, but it paid $1,000, so it was about $2.35. So another decent paying load. Now I have an appointment for this Friday to diagnose the check engine light with the DPF filter, giving me error codes and check engine lights. So hopefully we can get back by Friday and get paid for doing it, and not have the deadhead. So all right, just submitted all my paperwork, gonna try to find my next load. All right guys, it's the next day. We're in Boise, Idaho, and we got a shipment going to Pasco and Wenatchee. So these 5 pallets that are the heaviest are the last stop in Wenatchee. So I had these loaded on first, and then made sure that I had enough payload on the truck, so I had a nice smooth ride. Then once we got that figured out, these 2 bundles here are going to Wenatchee, put that on the back, and the truck only came up like 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch, so should be loaded perfectly. It was absolutely freezing, but gonna go ahead and get this strapped down and secured. And then unfortunately I do have to tarp it, but it should be a pretty easy tarp. It's only like 1.5 feet tall, but still takes time, as you know. But all right, I'm gonna get to this because I'm cold. All right, got everything secured. I did have to get some dunnage to put on top of these pallets because you can see that there's a V. So even with the edge protector, it wasn't doing much. So now it's on a piece of wood, distributing the force down evenly, hopefully protecting these sharp edges. Did that to all these pallets. Now I'm getting ready to tarp. I got these weighted tarps. You know, they're not super heavy, but this one just blew off. I was gonna say they're doing great. It's a little windy out here, but that one did fall off. But had just enough tarps. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tarps. And it was just enough to get all the pointy edges where the tarp will make contact, and it should be good. There is this little strandler, little logo by itself. So I did put one over here, and then I belly wrapped it back here to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I did want to try to get away with one, but the law is you have to have 2 straps for every 10 feet, and that is like 9 feet. So, you know, just go ahead and do 2. But I'm hoping now I can unroll one of these tarps and get all this covered in one tarp is the plan. But because I did have to have a space here because I didn't have proper securement areas, because this is welded right here. So have no hook point, so I had to go in the middle over the tires to secure that piece. It is a longer load now, so I may end up having to do 2 tarps. But we're gonna unroll this first tarp. I believe it's gonna be a 6-foot drop. Hopefully it covers it. If not, I'll go ahead and start in the back, tarp it this way, and then I'll grab the other tarp and tarp it that way. But fingers crossed it all works out with one. All right, I'm all done tarping. It's not the greatest tarp job. As you can see, it's not very covered up here in the front, but the weather report for the next couple days is nothing but sunshine. So I guess this is really more of a preventative maintenance thing when I go over the pass, so I don't get that nasty mud on it. That's what I'm guessing it's really for. I did end up using the tarp ended here, but I have that 6-foot drop, and I was able to use that 6-foot drop to cover the back of this load. This piece is coming off today. I really could get to the other one today, but I'm not in a big rush. We're gonna go ahead and go to the truck stop, hit the scale. It's literally just right down the street, and make sure we're ready to hit the road. All right, well, we're heading to La Grande, going over these mountains. And as you can see, the mountains have fresh white snow because it was snowing all day yesterday. And today and tomorrow, even hitting over Snoqualmie Pass, should be nothing but sunny skies and highs of 50 degrees. So it's a good day to be on the road. All right, we're heading to Pasco. We're 30 minutes out. This is the morning sunrise. Could have made it yesterday, but they close early. They close at 3 o'clock, and it took me 3 hours in that cold to get everything secured and tarped. So I didn't make it to the location before they closed and stopped accepting loads. So just did a truck stop, and this first stop should be quick. It's just those 2 pallets on the back, and then we got another 2-hour drive to Wenatchee, and then we'll be done. And then we'll head back home and get this truck back in the shop because of the check engine light for the DEF particulate filter, and let the dealership diagnose it and see if it needs to be replaced. Well, we just left Pasco. Didn't get any recording. I mean, it was just 2 pallets. I was in and out pretty quick. It was like 35 minutes. Just had to retarp a little bit, and yeah, pretty simple. But I'm on Washington 17, heading towards Moses Lake area. Never been on this highway before, but just looks like a bunch of farmland. Not really my style because it's really flat, so it'd be really windy, and I'm not for that. I don't want my house to blow over, but yeah, just thought I'd show you the scenes. And we got another 2 hours to Wenatchee. All right, guys, we're all unloaded. Pretty simple, but what takes the longest is putting everything away and being organized. That's gonna suck, but yeah, just want to give you a little update. Everything went smooth, nice weather, and we're gonna try to wrap it up here, probably 30 minutes, and head back home. All right, guys, before we take off, we averaged 8.5 miles per gallon. Again, that load was 16,000 pounds. It paid $950. It was 416 miles, so that's $2.28. It's not great. I wanted 1,100, and then he said 950 is his max. I said, well, then he said that it needed to be tarped, and it wasn't disclosed that it needed to be tarped, and I was like, well, I need 1,000 then. But he wouldn't move, and I was gonna let it go, but I asked, you know, how tall is the load, because those details weren't in the load board. Then I found out it was only like 1.5 feet, so I figured it'd be pretty easy. It was, so that's how we got 950. Plus got paid to head home. So now I'm about, I don't know, 3 hours away from home. So we're gonna head home, go to the dealership, and hopefully get all this fixed, because this check engine light cannot be on the truck when I get my annual inspection, and I need to get my annual inspection done in the next 2 weeks for this truck. So got to get it into the shop. We'll catch you with any updates. All right, well, we're heading towards the mountains. The mountains have some fresh snow, because it did snow over the last couple days.
1 mile.
But we're going to be crossing over the pass, and nice sunny skies, 50 degrees. So just thought you might enjoy the view, because I haven't been on this side of the mountains before and seen this angle. I thought it was pretty nice. All right, guys, so I wanted to wrap this video up. I'm out visiting some family over the weekend, but so I did get my vehicle dropped off at the dealership. They did confirm the DPF filter was clogged. They couldn't get it to force the regen to get it clean. Literally, after I dropped my trailer and drove home, on the dash it started popping up, continue driving, cleaning DPF filter. And so I did. I drove for 20 miles, I believe, highway speeds, all the way home. And then the following day, I had to drive 40 miles to the dealership, and that's all highway. And the whole time I was driving to the dealership, I was saying the same thing: continue driving, cleaning DPF filter. And so the dealership really recommended to me not to take it and leave it at the dealership while they wait for a new DPF filter. Now, the downside is 2 weeks just for parts. Yeah, and they couldn't expedite it. I don't know why, but I did ask them how much it would cost if I had to pay out of pocket, and they said it's about $2,000 for the depth particulate filter and about $2,000 in parts and labor. So if you do end up having to replace one, it's about $4 grand. But yeah, I just wanted to end the video here because I'm not sure what else I'm gonna have to post for 2 weeks, because I mean the truck is down. And so I want to leave you there. If you have any comments, questions, let me know. I was talking to my cousin this morning. She's like, hey, did you buy a Ford? I'm like, shut up. But like and subscribe.